Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be taking a closer look at my New Balance work shoes. So as you could probably tell, I'm a huge New Balance fan, and that's for mostly on the lifestyle and fashion side of things. I love New Balance's excellent GR colorways and their Made in USA silhouettes, and I obviously love the dope collaborations. But New Balance is more than just a lifestyle brand, obviously, and they make some great work shoes. In this video, I'm going to be going over the two New Balance shoes I wear to work and listing all the pros and cons of each shoe. So I work for a catering company, and this job requires me to be constantly moving and be constantly on my feet, whether that be bussing tables, setting up equipment, or serving the actual food and drinks. I am moving a lot, and so I need all-day comfort in my feet. And thankfully, New Balance is very well known for that, and that includes their work shoes. So the first pair of New Balance work shoes I bought were these pairs of triple black 806 V1s. These shoes are made in Vietnam, feature a slip-resistant outsole, they feature a water-resistant upper, as well as a regular fresh foam midsole. These shoes are great if you work in the restaurant or catering industry and you have to deal with a lot of wet environments. Whether that be, washing dishes and the overall wet nature of the kitchen environment, these are good for that environment. Although I will say the slip resistant nature of this shoe does leave a little bit to be desired, because in my opinion, the slip resistance is good, not great. Like, it actually took a little while to break in the slip resistance, if that makes any sense, because at first it felt like it didn't really have any slip resistance, but after like a week or so of constantly wearing them, the slip resistance kicked in. But as for other online reviews, a lot of people agree with that. Unfortunately, the slip resistance takes a little while to kick in, and sometimes it isn't that effective. But as for the upper of the shoe, it's excellent. I love how it's water resistant and your feet don't get wet. The only downside to that is that instead of the traditional mesh upper material, you do trade in breathability for the water resistance. But if you are in a wet environment, like in a dish pit or just food prep, I'd say the upper is great for that environment. In terms of comfort, these are excellent. The fresh foam midsole provides a good amount of cushioning without being too overly soft and squishy on feet. If you're constantly on your feet, I think a good amount of cushioning is good, but any cushioning that's overly soft and squishy on feet isn't good, because it will eventually bottom out and you won't be that comfortable as time goes on. And thankfully, regular fresh foam has just the right amount of cushioning for a work environment. As for sizing, these fit narrow, and I was able to get these in my true size 9.5, but thankfully New Balance has wide and extra wide versions of this shoe, so I got these in a size 9.5 2E or size 9.5 wide. I don't consider myself to have wide feet, but these do definitely fit a little narrow, and other online reviews seem to suggest that as well. Some people even suggest going up half a size. I personally will suggest just going with the wider width, unless you have like really wider feet. In that case, they do have the extra wide option, but otherwise, lengthwise, I say stick true to size. I've worn these as my primary work shoes for months now, and they have held up well. I practically wear these every day when I'm at work, and other than regular cosmetic wear, they're still comfortable. The fresh foam hasn't bottomed out. I haven't had any significant damage to the shoe, and as I said, I'm constantly moving around in this job, so these shoes have definitely held out really well. Overall, the 806 V1 is excellent for wet environments and if you're constantly moving around in your feet. The slip resistance could definitely be better, and if you really need slip resistance, I'd suggest getting a different pair of slip resistant shoes. But overall, in one package, I think the 806 V1 are excellent work shoes. Recently, I decided to upgrade to a pair of 990 V5s for my work shoes. Obviously, I chose the triple black version since the uniform requirements require shoes to be all black. And man, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner, because in all my 990 reviews, you know how much I sing the praises and that they're one of the best shoes you can bless your feet with. And man, these are excellent for working. In terms of comfort alone, I'd say these are worth it. As I always say, they utilize NCAP, which is my favorite New Balance comforting technology. NCAP provides an excellent combination of stability, support, and comfort, and I think that's the perfect combination for any cushioning system. The stability and support provides you good response when you're moving constantly, and it has just enough cushioning so that your feet feel well after constantly moving around. And the suede and mesh upper is soft on your feet. It's very breathable. Unfortunately, the 990 V5 does not have any slip resistance, nor does it have any water resistance at the top. But in terms of comfort, I'd say it's a good trade-off. Unless you're constantly working in a mostly wet environment, I wouldn't suggest the 990 V5, but as long as you're not constantly in wet, slippery environments, I'd definitely suggest the 990 V5 as a consideration for your work shoes. The 990 V5 fits a little big, so I'd suggest going down half a size unless you have wider feet. Even then, the 990 V5 in classic colorways like the triple black colorway comes in both wider and narrower sizing, so no matter how big or wide or narrow your feet is, there's definitely going to be a size for you. I have regular width feet, and I am a true size 9.5, so I got these in a size 9 and they fit me well. Overall, both of these shoes are excellent choices for work shoes, especially if you're in a restaurant or catering environment. They both have their own set of pros and cons, so I'd say choose whichever shoe fits your environment better. In addition to excellent lifestyle sneakers, New Balance also makes great quality work shoes for any work environment, so I definitely recommend checking out what New Balance has to offer in terms of work shoes if you require special work shoes for your work environment. So that's going to do it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow me in my socials, check out my Patreon, and I'll catch you in the next one.